welcome to Community Cooking. I'm Tana Taylor, your host, and we have a guest with us that we've had before. And Randy, it's good to have you back. I'm so excited you're here.
Well, thank you.
What are you going to whip up for us today?
We're going to do a brunch that's great all year round. It can be anywhere from holidays to summertime because it's real easy to do. Mine is kind of like cooking for the brain dead, real simple things, not too many ingredients.
Okay,
So we're ready to start?
Love that, of course.
All right, so we're going to do a New Orleans French toast, which is called a pain perdu. I kind of do it a little differently. I'm taking a sourdough French bread. You can do it two different ways. You can do a big baguette, which I'm doing today because I know everybody's going to be really hungry. Or you can do the small little baguettes because you can do it like a buffet piece so they just get a taste of it.
Oh, they just a little grab on it.
Right, so I'm going to get about 6 slices out of this.
Okay, so we're doing big. Is this the typical?
This is the way I would slice it, whether it was big or small.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And then you see you can be eating the ends. So then I just put them in the Pyrex dish.
And there's no any kind of spray or anything
No,
like
you don't
that
need
on
it because we're not cooking it in here. This is just soaking overnight.
Oh, okay.
All right, why don't you hand me the big bowl?
Soaking. Okay. Here's the big white bowl.
Great.
We're doing eggs now.
Now we're going to do eggs. We're going to do 8 eggs.
Okay.
Here, I'm going to give you a couple also.
All right, good. Do you have a trick or just start cracking?
Just start cracking.
Crack-a-lacking.
2.
And this will feed quite a few
This will feed
people,
6
right?
to 8, depending on how big your loaf of bread is.
And do you like to make sure it's a fresh baguette if you can get it fresh?
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter because if it's actually stale, it'll absorb more of the liquid.
Oh.
Because it's going to be drier, so it's going to absorb more. Because what this ends up being is, it's kind of like a custard cup.
Okay.
All right, so let's do the 3 cups and half and half.
Wow, I can already tell I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, it's kind of cholesterol. Then, why don't you give me the brown sugar?
Brown sugar.
Just dump it in.
All of it?
All of it.
Wow.
Now, give me the cinnamon and nutmeg.
Cinnamon, nutmeg, right here. Dump it.
Dump it. All right, now give me the Southern Comfort.
Can I have a little sip first?
Hey, darling, whatever you want.
All right, all of it?
All of it.
Ooh, I like that.
All right, so now what we do is, this gets poured over.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go.
So you pour it over. Don't worry about the lumps.
Okay, there you go. Wow. So that just soaks overnight. How easy is that?
Now, what's going to happen is, after overnight, as you see, it'll look like this.
Ah, okay.
See the difference?
Okay.
Now, this French bread is pretty holy. A lot of French breads are a little bit more
that's
solid.
really soaked up.
So it's really soaked up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. My butter's already melted.
Wow.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to...
You
want to turn the flame up a little bit for me?
Yeah,
Bob?
let me turn that up. You can tell you do events because of the
everything's
big
big?
pan. Yeah, everything's big.
Well, do I look like a petite flower?
But I'm used to that. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Well, that's true. All right, so all these go in.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to let these brown.
Ugh,
And then we're going to turn them over.
that looks so yummy. You know, I bet, could you even use like a cinnamon in the baguette or raisins in the baguette?
Well, you can't get a sourdough one with that. You can do, the reason why I do this bread is because if you use a softer bread, as it soaks, it falls apart.
Ah,
Like if you used a Hawaiian sweet bread, which would be fabulous for French toast, as a normal French toast.
right, right.
But
But
this
not
is-
a soaking French toast.
Because this is a custard cup. This is turning into custard. So when it bakes in the
custard.
oven,
It's almost like a bread pudding.
kind of like that, all
Yeah.
self-contained.
Yeah, okay, okay.
All right, so we're going to move this out of the way.
All righty. Here, I'll help you.
We're going to have this tomorrow morning.
Okay, that
Okay.
that sounds good with me.
Okie dokie. So now we're going to do the potatoes, which are
Okay.
my Fiesta potatoes. What I did is I already nuked these, and the one thing you should learn is that when you put them in the nuke,
Okay.
you prick them a couple of times, like this,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you put them in. I put them in for about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your...
Do you wrap them in saran wrap or
No,
anything
no, no,
like
no,
that?
no, 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 no.
See, that's the way I've been taught to do that.
No.
You just put them in the
'cause Saran
microwave.
wrap's not good to put in the microwave. In
Oh,
fact, they
you
talk
know-
about that.
you
All
know
right, so
what?
now you can see
Oh,
these
wow.
are not browning yet, but they're starting to. In fact, I'm going to... Okay, it's going to take a couple
Turn
minutes.
that up?
No, I don't want to turn it up.
Okay. So you want to cook that on probably what, medium heat?
I would say medium heat
Okay,
with your butter.
got it.
All right, let's turn. Can you want to turn that down a little bit?
Yeah, turn it
Okay.
down here.
So with the potatoes, I cut off the ends.
Okay. So you nuked them in the microwave.
Right.
Got it.
And then I cut them very, very thick.
Are you using like a russet or do you use a golden?
I'm using a brown
Does it
potato.
matter? Okay.
Using a brown potato.
A little heartier.
Right. So, and again, because they're cooked a little bit already, you want them thick. You want them thick
All right.
because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of olive oil and butter, and brown them.
Okay. There you go. And you keep the ends, right?
You can eat normally when they're hot. You just take a little butter and you kind of eat the ends while you're cooking.
Love that.
These are cold.
I like them. I love potatoes no matter what.
Yeah, potatoes are one of my big things. So now, what we have also is we have the julienne of red peppers, yellow peppers, the onion,
Right.
have seasoned pepper. So we go from there.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to do a couple more. And what we're going to do
Can you
is,
let me do those for you?
this butter got a little brown, but we're going to still, yeah. If you want to put those in the pan face down,
Okay.
you can start doing that.
So this is pretty simple. I mean, you can even prep this ahead of time.
Right, everything, like I said, everything I do is simple because a lot of times you don't have time to do things. And what's great about this, it'll hold in the oven. So what's nice about that is that you can do this ahead of time
Right.
and then put it in the oven at a low heat. And that way, then I'll just take it out. Now these should be ready to turn. See how beautiful that is?
Oh my gosh. Look at how, you know what I like about it too? It's easy at home to fuss with this kind of stuff. But you just want to leave it.
Well, because what's nice about this is you do it in the pan, and then what you're going to do is you're going to finish it off in the oven. Okay, so the heat wasn't very much here, so we'll
Okay.
do that a little bit more. We're going to put a couple more potatoes in
Okay.
so we can feed the...
So basically you're searing the outside and then we'll put it in the oven.
Right. They're going to puff up almost double in size.
Oh wow.
So now we're going to do a little bit of seasoned pepper on this.
What is that? What do you have in your seasoned pepper?
It's just all different types of peppers.
Really?
Yeah, it's all different types of ground
Because
peppers.
it's kind of red.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of chili pepper, red pepper,
Oh.
black, white. There you go.
That looks good.
Now,
Delish.
when this starts to brown, which we're going to look at this, I'm going to turn it over and then I'll throw in the onions and peppers.
Okay.
So it'll be really easy. So this is going to take, we can actually
Turn it up a little
turn
bit.
it up just, you know what, just a little bit, not too much.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do here is, these look like these might be done. Yeah, this one's done. So we'll take this one
Okay.
here. The pan's already been sprayed with no stick spray.
Okay, great.
Okay, these are going to need a little bit more. This one looks like it's done.
A little more browning.
Yeah, a little more browning.
Okay. Now when you pop it in the oven, how long does that take?
350, about anywhere from, depending on your oven, because everybody's oven doesn't say 350.
Right.
So when it starts to get golden brown, and you'll see it when we pull it out, it'll be puffy.
Yeah.
When it gets puffy and you can hit it and it sounds almost hollow in it, it's great. I'd say anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. It's just really depending on your oven.
Okay. Got it.
So now with the potatoes, once they start to brown, which we should probably, let's turn this up a little bit more so we can get moving on that.
Okay. Got you here.
Okay,
And how are you doing on that? Is
This
that
is-
high enough?
that's perfect. All right, this is done.
Okay.
Gonna turn this over again.
Wow.
Because the reason why you want to make sure it's brown, because normally when it's not, as you can see, the egg mixture is not coming out of it. But when it's a bread that doesn't have as many holes, it even holds more of the egg mixture in.
I see.
So you want to sear it. What you're doing is because it's an egg base,
Right.
the egg is sealing all the other egg custard in it so that it will sweat and puff up like a custard.
Oh, gotcha. That's good explanation. I love that.
Well, thank you.
I totally understand that. Love
All
it.
right. And then what we're going to do for the syrup, I used 3 baskets of berries, and this is a cup and a half of real maple syrup.
Oh my gosh. So you just throw that in the berries.
Just throw this in the berries. Now again, when you cannot get the berries fresh, which we're almost at the end of the season, just use a 16-ounce bag of frozen
Frozen?
berries with a cup and a half of maple syrup.
Really?
And if you don't want to spend the money on maple syrup, just use regular syrup. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because this is real maple syrup, you know, because I like maple syrup, but
Yeah.
that's 4 times the amount of money.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get ready for, these are for the potatoes, and then basically, if people don't know, let's just show them. When you want to julienne, you pull out
Get the
pull
core
the seed.
out.
Yeah, you get the core out
Okay.
and the seeds.
All right.
The thing is, the ribs, you don't want the ribs in, so you just cut these out. Now, I actually cut them in half, so it's easier to
Okay.
eat. If you're sitting down for breakfast, leaving them long is fine because have a plate and you'll have some place to sit. But if you're doing it as a buffet and you're standing up, you have to use it on your plate. Things that are easy to handle with a fork.
Right.
Trying to make, like, this whole menu
Got
is
it.
pretty easy except for the Canadian bacon. So you could also do brown and served sausage instead of the Canadian bacon when we do it, and that would be the other way to go.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Which would be easier to eat because you could eat the bacon with the, whoops.
Uh-oh.
Little brown.
That's okay.
Some people like it darker, so we've got that handle. Okay, now let's see how we're doing here. Okay, we're getting golden.
Now, do you do a lot of brunch events, Randy?
I do, this is a great late night meal also. Besides being a brunch, if you were doing something at 1 or 2 in the morning and you're having people like an after party, this is great. See how this is nice? The olive oil
Oh, yeah.
and the butter give it a nice flavor.
Oh, so you mixed olive oil and butter in that?
Correct.
And just butter here.
Correct. Okay, we're going to
Gotcha.
turn this over. All right, we're done. We can turn that one down. You know what? We're gonna make the Canadian bacon, so we'll just leave that. We'll get this out of
Leave it
this.
up?
Not so high.
Okay.
We'll move this
Turn
over.
this down just a little bit.
Yeah, low.
There we
All
go.
right, so now we can turn all these over.
Okay. You can
Uh,
do that?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead
Yeah.
and turn these over.
Okay.
So,
Wow. You can
What we
really
do-
feel the little, like, crunchy on the outside already.
so now what I'm doing is I'm taking half a cup of spicy mustard, sweet and spicy, or champagne mustard, and a half
okay.
a cup of whole berry cranberry sauce. I'm going to mix
Okay.
these two things together.
Got it. So sweet and spicy mustard, cranberry sauce
Just whole berry cranberry
with whole
sauce.
berry. Okay. Got it.
So we're going to let this sit for a minute. We're going to be dipping the Canadian bacon in this and then sautéing it off.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
Well, here, here.
I've
you
got to
can
have it.
Here,
I
taste it.
can't like.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Isn't that the chef thing to do?
Now, if you want to do something really great, add barbecue sauce to this.
Oh
and you
my
can,
gosh.
You can actually do miniature meatballs with this or do it with ribs, which would be great.
Like just pour it over or just dip them?
Yeah, you can dip them.
Marinate. Oh my
So-
gosh.
Let me put these in the back. All right, so now,
That is delicious. Oh
now what
my
we're going to do is we're going
gosh.
to throw the onions.
Okay.
We're going to throw the onions. Why don't you give me the peppers? We'll put those in too.
Okie doke. Here we go. I love the color. There's just something about all that color in your dish. And it just feels healthy and it's very tasty.
Well, for me, I like everything to have textures and colors. So as you can see, when we actually do this now. We're going to stick these in the oven.
Okay.
Why don't you
I'll
go
do
ahead and
that
stick
for
these
you.
in the oven?
Got it.
And I don't cook the peppers too much because the reason is I'm going to be putting this in the oven.
Okay.
I want these to get crisp, so I'm going to
So
let this
you're
sit.
going to stick that in the oven as well?
No, I'm going to.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to take it off of here, put it on here,
Okay.
to keep it warm, so I don't have to be watching it.
Oh.
See, I try to do things that you
That's
don't.
smart.
Where you can walk away from it and leave it in a low oven, so when
Yeah.
you're ready to do the brunch, you can just pull it out, so you're not
Smart.
going crazy.
Well, hello. That's great. Because you're having to do so many things at once, especially with so many
All
people.
right, so I'm taking. You can do a 12 to 16 ounce bag of chips for the. And you just.
What do you, now,
What
Now-
I'm doing is, I'm just crushing them.
right. Wow.
If you open it up, it's a little
Look at
bit
that
easier.
force. Wait. I need one before I left you.
All right, so then
These are
you,
good. Oh my
you
gosh.
put these in.
So you put it in with a little bit of butter.
Yep, butter. Then you put your onions in.
Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this done before.
It's really easy. Now our bowl for the. Let's do this.
Oh, good stuff.
It's just real quick.
Now, is this something you created?
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's crack eggs
Okay.
again. Let's do the rest of the eggs. Let's just take them out of here. Let's crack the
Okay.
eggs.
Do them all.
Do them all.
Got it.
So what happens with this is that you start getting the chips are going to be a little brown. They're going to start getting brown, so are the onions a little bit. They're going to get soft.
And you want the chips to kind of be a little soft?
Yeah, well, they're going to get softer once we put the eggs in, because the
Okay.
eggs will soften them.
Okay.
So.